Good morning. Well, another day here. We've got a heat wave outside. It's going to be like 40 today, so we might melt some ice off of the driveway, which would be great. We're gonna work on these tractors here today and getting ready to change tires tomorrow. But this morning it looks like Dad is going to fire up the wood steamer here. He's trying some stuff a little bit different today. He does have a form made up, so he's going to get that and bring that in here. I don't know. We're going to try it. But he put a board in there last night and soaked it in water. So that whole thing is full at the moment. And I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're going to find out. So, yeah, that'll be fun today. So here's his form. That should work. It looks plenty big and beefy enough. Well, I can see the plan starting to come together here. We've got a form. He did get a steel band to put around the backside of the board and pull. And we're putting a fulcrum here, I guess, so we can have a point to pull from that's not pulling them straight together, but pulling them back. He's got clamps ready to go to clamp it to the form once we get it in there. Some backer boards to help hold the backside. I don't know. This might actually work, guys. This might actually work. Okay, well, we got a come along set up with a cable to pull. Should work here. Cooking a board. Decided not to seal the end this time to let the steam kind of roll through it a little bit more. It's getting hot, but probably going to be a little while yet. Well, we're waiting for a board to steam. It's been over an hour. About 9:30, okay. The temperature's really stabilized. I think letting that open and letting the steam just come through, it's probably a good thing. We did flip the board end for end and flipped it over so that it would be a little bit more even, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Gonna give it another 20 minutes at least and see what happens. All right, time to see what's gonna happen here. You wanna shut this off?
No, leave it.
Oh, okay. Let me get my gloves. You guys watch over here. Oop, sorry. Well, for the first time trying this, I think we did okay. The board is nice and flush and tight on this side. Did a pretty good job. We got a little bit of a gap right here on the bend and right here, but then it's pretty straight again. We've got it clamped in there. We had to put some boards and some wedges on the bottom because our clamps didn't reach down far enough. But I don't know, that looks pretty good. We'll let her sit here for a while and unclamp it and see if it stays, but that was successful. So I just shot 20 minutes of footage on this camera, half an hour on my GoPro. We got some editing to do tonight. And I haven't even started working on what I actually want to do today. That's going to be this afternoon. I hope this video is not an hour long. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back from lunch. It's time to start at least moving some stuff out of the way here. We took the come-along off because the clamps are holding this. That should be fine. I think I might just try and pick it up with the forklift and move it because we need to pull this tractor ahead a little bit. Okay, it's out of the way. We're going to let that sit there. I'm going to pull this tractor forward. So the reason we need to work on this one, we got two things we got to do. One, I want to take this outside weight off. We've talked about ballasting on tractors quite a bit in the past, but basically I want the tractors to be as light as possible in the spring because the ground is soft, it's wet usually, and we don't need the weight for traction. So it's easy to take this one outside one off. It's a little more difficult to take the second one and the inside starter weight off. So we're just going to take that one off, and then on this side we're going to do the same. We're going to take the one outside off, but we've also got to take that entire tire off because this one is flat and needs a tube put in it. We have tubes inside those tires that are getting replaced. We won't need the tubes in there anymore, so we're going to take a tube out of there, put it in that tire. We got to be able to get to that tire, which means the outside dual has to be off. So first thing to do, take the weights off. We need to pull ahead so we can use the forklift to do that. So I'm going to put the forklift forks right inside that weight and hold it for me so that when I take the bolts out, it doesn't fall. And I think my Milwaukee will get them. That one wasn't even tight after I lifted it up. Okay, I'll get the rest of it. Okay. That side was easy. Okay, I got this set up ready to take that tire off. We got it jacked up there. We've got the hoist. I know a lot of you guys have been really interested in how our overhead crane hoist works there. So it's nothing super special and fancy like the dealerships have, but it is pretty awesome. We've got that trolley on there that slides back and forth. That whole beam rolls on the side supports up there. And it's all manual pull. It doesn't move by itself or anything like that, but it gives us some flexibility, and it's pretty awesome for stuff like this. So I got the tractor parked where that hole to get the strap through is towards the top. I've got it just snugged up there so we're not pulling too much on it. We're going to lift it with those weights and everything attached. I think it will be just fine. And I've got our 1-inch impact and the relatively right size socket. It's actually a 32 millimeter, 1.25 inches. Basically the same thing, so we're using 1.25 inches because that's what I have. And we're gonna zip those outer ring of bolts out, leave the hub, and it should come out, and we should be able to then pick this tire up with the hoist and just kind of slide it back here, and we'll set it down on the ground and well, we'll get it out of the way first, and then we'll decide what to do with it. How about that? Pretty simple there. I don't think I've ever had these outside duals off. I don't know that we've ever had the outside duals off that tractor either, to be honest. I've decided we better put some air in this tire since I know it was flat or it had 3 pounds in it before we set it down, since it's got to carry all the weight on that side now and there's no dual. Once we get air in there, we'll set that down. We'll pull this tractor kind of up and out of the way as best we can. I want to get this one slid over a little bit so we can work on both sides of it. And then we'll jack that one up and just get it ready for changing the tires. We're not going to take the duals off now because we're going to change the duals first, so we can let the air out of them and all that good stuff. Just got to get it in position. After a little bit of tractor shuffling, we got that one centered pretty well, plenty of room on both sides. That's not exactly how I envisioned placing that tractor in here, but it'll be fine. We can get to this, we can jack it up. We don't need the hoist over here to get to that inner tire to put the tube in. We'll have to move it back under the hoist to get the tire back on, which is fine. So we should be good. Yeah, we should be good. I am just gonna leave that tire right there until I need the hoist or whatever. We might lean it up against that pole. We might just use the forklift to hold it, move it around, whatever we gotta do. So I'm going to jack this tractor up yet and let the air out of the outside tires. I'm wondering if I have both rear tires, all 4 rear tires off the ground, and I put it in neutral, if I'll be able to roll them to get the hole to the top, because this one is a little bit towards the back. The one on the other side is a little bit towards the front, so I can't get both of them up no matter what I do in here unless I can spin them freely with it off the ground. So anyway, we'll worry about that later. Right now, I have a hopefully brief Zoom call to be on for something with seed business stuff that I'm not very excited about. Okay, well, after a 3 times longer than it should have been Zoom meeting to try and figure out how to get me signed up into something I don't even know, we were completely unsuccessful, and I'll get to do it again sometime when they figure out what's wrong on their end. Anyway, I'm back at this. I've got 2 jacks under the back of this tractor. We've got all 4 rear tires off the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the valve stem cores and let the air out of those tires, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. Look at that. I even figured out how to use this thing, which I've never used before, and break the bead. Man, I'm like a professional tire changer now. Yeah, no, not going in that business. Okay, well, I guess that's going to be it for today. So tomorrow, like I said, we're going to change tires. Did you know that? We're going to change tires tomorrow? Yeah, we got somebody coming to do that. It's going to happen. So hopefully we'll be here when Dad takes this board out of the form here, and we can figure out exactly how that works. See, it looks pretty good to me. I don't think it cracked, and looks pretty awesome, actually. So that's pretty cool. What else? Yeah, I got to go tonight. My wife and I, we've got a house design planning meeting, picking out exterior stuff, siding, roof colors-ish, I guess. So we're going to that, and it's getting closer. About a month and a half, we'll be breaking ground for that new house. So I'm excited to get started with that and to show you guys the process there too. So anyway, like, subscribe, questions, comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.